In the heart of ancient Egypt, during a time when the Nile River flowed with life-giving waters and the pyramids pierced the heavens, there lived a pharaoh whose name would echo through the annals of history, Pharaoh Furaun. His story is one of ambition, power, and ultimately, a tragic downfall. Furaun was born into a modest family in the bustling city of Thebes. His birth, however, was shrouded in mystery, as the night he came into the world was accompanied by a brilliant meteor shower that illuminated the skies. Many believed it was an omen, a sign that this child was destined for greatness. As he grew, Furaun displayed an insatiable thirst for knowledge and an unquenchable ambition. He studied under the finest scholars and priests, learning the intricacies of hieroglyphics, the secrets of the stars, and the mysteries of the gods. His charisma and intelligence drew followers like moths to a flame, and he soon began amassing a loyal following. Upon the death of the old pharaoh, the throne of Egypt lay vacant, and a fierce struggle for power erupted among the noble families. Furaun saw this as his opportunity and, backed by his devoted followers, seized control. He was crowned Pharaoh of Egypt, taking the name Furaun to signify his authority. Under Pharaoh Furaun's rule, Egypt entered a period of unparalleled prosperity and grandeur. He initiated massive construction projects, including the completion of the Great Pyramid at Giza, a colossal testament to his might. The Nile River, under his careful governance, provided abundant harvests, ensuring that the Egyptian people never went hungry. Furaun was a visionary leader who implemented a centralized government, organized a robust military, and established a complex bureaucracy that ensured law and order throughout the land. His immense intellect allowed him to make advances in medicine, engineering, and the arts, which astounded not only his subjects but neighboring civilizations as well. Trade routes stretched far and wide, bringing exotic goods from distant lands and enriching the Egyptian treasury. With his remarkable diplomatic skills, Furaun forged alliances with neighboring kingdoms, ensuring Egypt's safety and prosperity for generations to come. As the years passed, Furaun's greatness began to take a darker turn. His early humility gave way to an insatiable thirst for power and adulation. He began to believe that he was not just a pharaoh but a god himself. His subjects were forced to worship him as a deity, and temples were erected in his honor. The once benevolent ruler became tyrannical, imposing heavy taxes and labor on his people to fund his extravagant projects and toil on his monumental statues. The Egyptian people, who once adored him, began to resent him. They whispered in the shadows, conspiring against the pharaoh they once revered. It was during this time of discontent and tyranny that a series of strange events began to plague Egypt. The first sign was a river that ran red as blood. The waters of the Nile, once a source of life, now carried a sinister omen. Fish died, crops failed, and famine threatened. Next came a horde of frogs, swarming over the land, invading homes and fields. They croaked incessantly, tormenting the Egyptian people day and night. Then, the dust of the earth turned to lice, infesting everything and everyone. Furaun's magicians and priests tried to explain away these phenomena, but they only grew worse. Soon, swarms of locusts descended upon Egypt, devouring the remaining crops and plunging the kingdom into deeper despair. Livestock fell ill and died, and boils afflicted the people. The plagues continued to mount, and Furaun's grip on power began to crumble. The final and most devastating plague was the death of the firstborn sons of Egypt. The cries of anguish echoed through the land as Furaun himself lost his firstborn child. The Egyptian people could bear no more, and they demanded that Furaun take action. In desperation, Furaun summoned Moses, a Hebrew who had grown up as a prince in his palace. Moses, who had fled Egypt years earlier, returned with a message from a powerful god who demanded the release of the Hebrew slaves. Furaun initially resisted, but the relentless plagues had left his kingdom in ruins, and he could see no other way to end the suffering. Reluctantly, he agreed to let the Hebrews go, and they began their journey to freedom. As the Hebrews departed, Furaun's heart hardened once more. He regretted his decision and ordered his army to pursue them. At the banks of the Red Sea, the Hebrews found themselves trapped, with the sea before them and Pharaoh's army behind. In a miraculous turn of events, Moses raised his staff, and the sea parted, allowing the Hebrews to cross to safety. But as Pharaoh's army gave chase, the waters came crashing down, drowning the pursuing soldiers and Pharaoh Furaun himself. The once great Pharaoh had met his tragic end, his ambition and hubris leading to his downfall. The Egyptian people were left in shock, their kingdom in ruins, and the memory of Furaun serving as a cautionary tale of the dangers of unchecked power and arrogance. Pharaoh Furaun's reign had been a roller coaster of ambition, achievement, and arrogance. His story serves as a reminder that even the mightiest of rulers can be brought low by their own pride. His legacy lives on in the grandeur of the pyramids, the monuments that stand as both a testament to his greatness and a warning of the perils of unchecked power. Egypt would eventually rebuild and flourish under new rulers, but the memory of Furaun and the plagues that befell his kingdom would be passed down through the ages, a cautionary tale of the consequences of hubris and tyranny.
Please subscribe to my channel Lessons of Life and press the bell notification icon.